18 minutes past 10 here in Paris. It's time for a look at the day's business headlines. Delano Souza is here. Hello, Delano.
Good evening.
You're beginning this evening with some fairly upbeat economic news out of the United States.
That's right. The September jobs report was released this Friday, and it signals a strong momentum in the world's largest economy. Now, last month, the United States added 248,000 jobs, and this has driven unemployment down to 5.9%. This is the lowest unemployment figure since July 2008, and is close to the 5.5% considered healthy by economists. Let's take a listen now to US President Barack Obama, who spoke from Indiana a short while ago, a state that's leading the nation in manufacturing jobs.
Because of the efforts that we've made, manufacturing as a whole has added about 700,000 new jobs. It's growing twice as fast as the rest of the economy. New factories are opening their doors. More than half of manufacturing executives have said they're actively looking to bring jobs back from China. Our businesses are selling more goods overseas than any time in our history.
Stocks in the US taking that jobs report in their stride. The Dow Jones jumped 200 points in the trading session, green across the board as you can see there. The Nasdaq and S&P all ended the session up over 1%. Now, the good news from the United States also pushed stocks in Europe higher this Friday. Major indices ended the week in the green, except for the DAX in Frankfurt, which was closed for a national holiday. The CAC 40 in Paris closed the session up around 1%, the FTSE up about 1.3%, as you can see. Let's switch gears now. The thorny issue of double jeopardy has forced a Paris court to suspend a high-profile trial involving Airbus and insider trading. Now, 7 executives from the Airbus group, formerly known as EADS, were accused of benefiting from insider knowledge to sell stock. Lawyers for the defense say they cannot be tried for the same crime twice, since French regulators cleared them of any wrongdoing in 2009. Diptika Lohon now explains.
It's a rare case of legal double jeopardy. A Paris tribunal suspended on Friday a high-profile case involving Airbus and insider trading. 7 former and current directors of Airbus, including the company's sales chief, John Leahy, and 2 industrial shareholders, were on trial for using insider knowledge to sell Airbus stock in 2006. In 2009, the defendants were acquitted of the same charges by French stock market regulator in an administrative court. Lawyers say their clients cannot be charged twice for the same infraction.
We're in a legal bind, and we must get out of it. We suggest an exit method, there are many of them, one of which consists of demanding advice from the Constitutional Council on the impact of the double jeopardy rule. We will see.
Prosecutors argue that the directors knew the full extent of costly delays to the release of the A380 and an expensive overhaul of its A350 project. Between March and April 2006, they sold their shares. On June 14 of that year, the group publicly acknowledged its financial problems. Shares tumbled by 26%, and the company lost 5.5 billion euros. The regulator cleared the defendants in 2009, citing a lack of evidence. A higher court must now rule on whether charging them again is unconstitutional.
Let's take a look at some of the other business stories we're tracking for you now. JP Morgan, the largest American bank by assets, says it was hit by a cyber attack over the summer. The company says the hacking affected 76 million households and 7 million small businesses. Names, addresses, and phone numbers of customers who use their online and mobile banking services were leaked. The breach is yet another in a series of data thefts to hit financial firms and major retailers. And finally, so-called tongue-in-cheek comments by the managing director of British department store John Lewis seems to have backfired. Now, in a speech to entrepreneurs in London, Andy Street called France sclerotic, hopeless, and downbeat. According to the Times of London newspaper, he said the country was finished and told the audience that if they had investments in France to pull them out. While John Lewis does not have any stores in France, they are expanding their online presence here with a French site that will start selling products priced in euros. On Friday, Andy Street issued an apology and acknowledged he went too far. And with that bit of French bashing...
Not likely to go down well here, that's for sure. Thank you very much indeed, Delano D'Souza. Look there at the business headlines.